Today is time to change the cabin filter in the 2001 Volkswagen Cabrio. First thing you gotta do is pop the hood, take the seal off here. You don't have to take it all the way off, just kind of lean it over, because what you're gonna be doing is removing this side of the rain tray. These, what look like screws, aren't really screws. They just kind of pop in. Maybe I'll pull them out with your hand, like this. Or you may need a little pry tool. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the 4 of these out, and then we're gonna pop the tray out and check out the filter. The one on the end here is actually just a push-in tab, as you can see. The others are a clip, and if you turn the plastic screw out, it's going to be a lot easier to pull out of the car, because what happens, sorry about the focus there, what happens is when this plastic is pushed in, it spreads these out and helps lock them into the car. So if you turn this all the way out, it can help you get them out easier. And something else that I'll point out is that when you are turning this, pull on it as well. You could put your plastic pry bar underneath it, but that'll help it get out of the locked position. You're gonna slide this little plastic tab back like that, and then this will be ready to pull out of here. And it's kind of tucked in, so just pull it out. And there's your cabin filter. Now, not all Volkswagens have this. There's also your computer for the car up in here. But you definitely want to check if you have it. You want to make sure that it is clean. You don't want to be smelling all that nastiness, and it can clog if it's been sitting there for a long time. You can have critters that get up here, mice, anything, and just completely destroy that filter. There's a lock trim on top of the cabin filter here. Just have to push these tabs back, pop this out, and then you'll be able to take this out. Take the whole thing out. Careful you don't drop leaves and stuff in there, like I just did. You can go in here and clean it out if you got stuff in there, which I'd recommend. Let's take a look. Not too bad in here. I cleaned it out once before. That's when I discovered that this car actually had a cabin filter, because not all of them do. So this thing was really dirty. I cleaned out most of the stuff, but we've got a brand new one to go in. And here's the new filter, the old filter. They don't look too much different. As I said, I did clean it out. You can see the dirt in here. This is a charcoal filter, both of these, which is why they look a little bit darker. And that's a design to help keep the air fresh. So I would recommend, if you are buying one of these, go with a charcoal one. They work a little better, at least they seem to be. When you're installing the filter back in the tray, take a look at the tabs that you have there. They're actually notches. The filter should have those notches as well. You need to make sure that the filter sits down in there nice. Also, on the ends here, the filter tucks over the frame, as you can see. There's also a direction for airflow, so make sure you follow that arrow. If you can see it there, flow is facing downward, which is the way it should be. When you go to install this back end, just keep in mind, in the back of the frame, there are some tabs that go in holes in the back of the inlet box here. So once you push that in and you push this down, it should fit nice and flush in here, and these should just clip back in normally. So that way you know you got it in. But definitely, if you're in here, make sure you clean out any leaves, debris that might be in here, so you can keep your space nice and fresh and leaf free. Now we just got to reassemble and we'll be good to go. Something that I want to point out with these rain trays, you see they've got this flap here. That definitely has to sit on this side of this filter. Now, the earlier Mark IIIs do not have a filter there. They have a little screen for inlet, and I can tell you, I had a Safe Light replace a windshield on one of my cars, and when they put this piece back in, they curved it over, and they curved it right in a way that directed rainwater into my air conditioning system. So you have to make sure that when you're doing this, especially on the earlier cars that don't have this cabin filter, make sure you install this correctly. It's got to go in on the edge and get back in there. And there is, you can see here, this lip goes underneath here. So you just have to finagle it to get it in there the right way. I need to have both my hands in order to do this, so let me put the camera down. All right, so I've positioned it so that that lip on the inside is now underneath. Now it's just a matter of pushing it in here and making sure everything lines up with the holes. Then we put the pins back in and the rubber seal. And that's it for today's video. Thanks so much for supporting the channel, and I'll see you next time on Dub World.